the vision, let us compare the history and perceptions of the indigenous masters. Those who of Western mythology, the Bible, which is a Roman invention, and as well as the Eastern understandings of Hu, H-U, man, existence. We will look at some inevitable events with which we will be dealing, while we enter yet another phase of awakening along our journey back home to the source of the beginning. Now, before you start your journey, remember that he who is being referred to as Jesus was himself an indigenous master. Being one who was born of mixed blood, I contain within my being the genetic and encoded memories of all the cultures and races from which I began. This is the fate of all Metis people. Metis, M-E-T-I-S, meaning mixed blood. I am a man who remembers my connection to Source, coming from two worlds blended together within one being. My life has been a living commitment to bridging the gap between worlds and cultures. Words of truth often are not heard or understood in their own times, nor is the prophet and the seer often recognized in their own land. My gifts, which I receive and share with you, are from Great Spirit, the source I call Wakan Tanka. Over these times, yes, the very words I speak shall remain. For they were given to me for the enhancement of the human consciousness and in the service of the light. They come from the living word of Source. Word is bond. What is presented here is a humble attempt to clarify the meanings of prophesied events. Ooh. Some of these things I was told by my elders and teachers, and some, which I share with you, are my own visions. It has been hard to tell where the separations exist after one has become one with the wholeness of it all. Life is, after all, a tapestry of sequential events and experiences, creating an energy field we can choose to access or deny. My venture into prophecy began when being invited into ceremonial circles of the indigenous elders. I would often be asked to interpret the prophecies and messages handed down through the generations telling of events. I have been interested in the ancient and spiritual practices of the indigenous people of Americas since my youth. And after 30+ years of being in those circles, a certain trust level as well as an evaluation of one's abilities is established. So I guess, to some, I passed the test. Much has already begun, and the wheels of destiny are turning of their own accord and can no longer be slowed by the actions of mortal man. Much of what we have come to know and discern as real will change forever over the next decade of our human experience. Much of what we see today in physical reality, as well as spiritual reality, will never be again. It is a time to begin to view our existence upon this earth plane through the eye of the shaman. For in this higher reality, there are no differences between peoples. It is all so much game playing by children to conceive that there are. The understandings of origins and purposes here upon the earth plane are all parts of a holistic epic, like the Odyssey, or the great epic, the Iliad, or Gilgamesh story. That's what it is. Story. Hop on a different timeline. Higher octave. Take that train. This journey of the human species, it's all a part of that story. We are a part of that story right now. An epic story. The differences we perceive between us began when we separated, divided. Two, let's say, separation, contrary to unity. So one group at a time, for various reasons, perceiving differences in their fellow humans from the original teachings, chose to start to make our own customized adaptations and additions of the original story. God, the creator, was remolded and shaped to fit our designer religions, supporting the differences rather than the commonalities, which defend one perception against another. Whomsoever has the biggest army wins the argument. Our memories are once again merging in commonality, despite the illusionary differences we have created. Deep within our beingness, we all feel the winds of change blowing across our personal field of dreams. Nothing here is intended to create fear. Rather, it would open the doors to a new, broader understanding and hope to those who dare to awaken and take the responsibility for being. That is some powerful stuff right there. Words. Powerful words. I'm going to repeat that line. Nothing here is here we go. Nothing here is intended to create fear. Rather, it would open the doors to a new, broader standing and hope to those awaken Those who dare to awaken. It isn't easy allowing yourself. I want to float down denial. Okay, I want to get on that river and just be on it for a while and not see, hit the snooze button. A part of me does, but once you choose not to lie to yourself, believe the lie within the word believe. It's a lie. There's a lie in there. It gets easier over time. But it begins with the truth, not lies. So rather it would open the doors to a new, broader understanding and hope to those who dare to awaken and take the responsibility for being. Sorry about all the repeats on that line there, but I felt it was quite powerful. It is presented to nurture those who would choose to walk the pathway of peace and exercise compassion. As we as humanity pass through the gateway of tomorrow into an unlimited and uncertain universe, in many ways, we are beyond the quickening now. We are experiencing the shift of heavens and the shaking of paradigms, as well as dimensions. We are emerging from the comatose state of illusion and the former synthesized reality, like a dream, is beginning to fade. We are witnessing the birthing of something unexplainable, something mysterious, as we experience the dawning of a new consciousness. All things hidden shall be revealed, and the truth will set you free. May you have compassion for all living things, and may you see the Creator in all whose eyes gaze into your own. May you know the God within you, and may you remember this when you gaze into the eyes of those that do not. May you recognize the living energy of the God force within all things, even if you cannot explain them. For truly, this world is a grand mystery that has never been able to be put into form. That idea has proven itself impossible, though we have tried for tens of thousands of years, for spirit is formless. What we have found is that without love and compassion, we wither and die. This is the nature of war, the war of valued life. I'll repeat that, I stuttered. This is the nature of the war of valued life. Without love and compassion, we are simply creatures that will fade away with the old dream, i.e. withering and dying, decaying, without love and compassion. For all we ever were was a dream conceived in love in the first place. All of us were created from love. That ingredient's in there. Some people, a lot of people, I hope to think the majority of two-leggeds on this planet still have the ingredient, one of their ingredients in their hearts. Love is the very glue that holds together the fabric of the dream. And that is an absolute. Love is the key ingredient. Let love be thy weapon, and love shall win. Oh.